When the demon brothers Shumba and Dishumba conquered the heavens and drove the gods from their own celestial realms, even the combined forces of the divine warriors could not defeat them. The demons had two generals so terrifying that their very names struck fear into the hearts of gods: Chanda and Munda, masters of chaos and death. Parvati manifested as the beautiful Ambika to face them, but when Chanda and Munda saw her approaching, they laughed. They sent their armies of darkness against her, demons born from nightmares, creatures that fed on fear itself. In that moment, Ambika's face grew dark, her brow furrowed in divine anger, and from that furrowed brow emerged a form so fierce, so terrifying, so absolutely uncompromising that even the demons stopped their advance in shock. She was Kalaratri, the dark night itself made manifest. Her skin was black as the darkest midnight, her hair wild and untamed like storm clouds. Her eyes blazed red with the fire of cosmic justice. She wore a garland of lightning and rode not a gentle vehicle, but a fierce donkey that feared nothing. In her 4 hands she carried a sword that could cut through any illusion, a thunderbolt that could shatter any false protection, and mudras of blessing and fearlessness. Her appearance, though terrifying to demons, carried a deeper truth. Her darkness was not the darkness of evil, but the darkness of the womb from which all creation emerges. Her fierceness was not cruelty, but the absolute refusal to allow negativity to exist in her presence. Her terrible form was the face that supreme compassion shows to those who perpetuate suffering. "I am the night that devours all fear," she declared, her voice like thunder rolling across mountains. "I am the darkness that swallows darkness itself. I am the death of death. I am the end of endings." The demons Chanda and Munda, who had never known fear, felt it for the first time. They unleashed every weapon of terror at their command. Armies of nightmares, rivers of poison, mountains of despair. But Kalaratri moved through them like all fire through dry grass, her sword cutting not just bodies but the very possibility of evil itself. When Chanda fell, his death cry shook all of the worlds. When Munda was destroyed, even time itself seemed to pause. The Divine Mother, in her most fierce aspect, had proven that every mother knows that there is no force more powerful than a mother protecting her children, and all beings are her children. From that day she earned the name Chamunda, the slayer of Chanda and Munda. But her deeper teaching is this: the darkest hour of night comes just before dawn, when we face our deepest fears, our most terrible darkness, when we feel we cannot go on. That is when Kalaratri appears. She is not here to comfort us with gentle words. She is here to destroy everything in us that prevents us from being free. She burns away our illusions, shatters our false insecurities. She demolishes every excuse we make for staying small and afraid. This feels terrible while it's happening. It feels like dying. But it is not death. It is the death of everything that was never truly us in the first place. Kalaratri teaches that sometimes the greatest love shows a fierce face. Sometimes the deepest compassion must destroy to heal. Sometimes we must pass through utter darkness to finally see the light that we ourselves are. Those who worship her on this 7th night of Navaratri ask not for gentle favors, but for the courage to face their own darkness. They ask her to destroy their fear, their self-doubt, their limiting beliefs. They ask her to burn away everything false so that only truth remains. And she always answers that prayer. But she does not answer it gently. She answers it completely. For Kalaratri does not know how to do anything halfway. When she removes darkness, she removes it at the root. When she destroys fear, she destroys the very capacity to be afraid. When she burns away illusion, nothing false can survive. After she passed through the demon armies, leaving only ashes of evil in her wake, she transformed. Her dark skin became golden, radiant with the light of 1,000 dawns. She smiled, Then her smile held all of the love in the universe. "See?" she seemed to say. "I was never terrible to frighten you. I was terrible to frighten away everything that frightened you. This is why devotees wear royal blue on the 7th night, the color of the midnight sky that holds all the stars, the darkness that is not empty but full of light waiting to be born. This is the blessing of Kalaratri. She takes away everything you thought you needed and leaves you with everything you actually are. She destroys the prison and calls it freedom. She burns down the false house and reveals you have always lived in the infinite sky. On this night, we honor the Divine Mother in her most fearless form. We recognize that her fierceness toward evil is inseparable from her tenderness toward those she protects. We understand that sometimes the greatest mercy wears the mask of severity, and the deepest love must occasionally take form of destruction. For darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. And sometimes, the brightest light first appears as the darkest night, burning away everything that blocks its radiance from shining through. If you enjoyed this story, please feel free to subscribe so that you may get more. And do not forget to share this so that even if it's just one soul that needs it, they can find it too. Thank you. Be blessed.